Well, welcome to the stream. Happy Friday. Happy, what has it been now? 10, 12 hours since the release of the Pmdg 777-200. And I've done 2 flights with it. I know I talked yesterday that I wasn't sure if I was going to get it or not, but of course, the moment I get home, fate was decided. So yeah, like I said, I did 2 flights. The first flight was Minneapolis to Chicago. The second flight was from LAX to San Francisco, which I do have a video up on the channel for that if you want to see that. Just the takeoff and landing with Beyondatc. We are using a pilot's life. This is one of those ticketed flights, so I programmed this one myself. It's going to be a Chicago flight to Minneapolis. I was going to do LAX to San Francisco again, but the weather here is kind of gloomy, kind of rainy, and I thought it'd be kind of cool to see what this plane looks like in some of that gloomy rain. In terms of the 777, I'm happy. It's a 300. It's just a 200 version, a little smaller, a little less powerful, but Pmdg seems to have done a great job at making it fully compatible with Flight Sim 2024. I have not run into really major problems. I did have a weird, oscillating issue yesterday, and I think you can see it in the video, actually. But outside of that, everything's been pretty good. I am IRL departing from Chicago in about 5 hours, so we do gotta get the stream rolling fairly quick here. Now, I do have my favorite kind of startup here, which is the GPU connected and the avionics all on. I have the IRS's instant aligned as well. So, everyone kind of picks what they like to do for their startup, but this is what I like about the PMGs. You can set it up however you like. So the first thing we're going to do is go over here to electronic flight flag, and we're going to request the sim brief data. And once we have that information, let's go and get some flight sim audio too, huh? Next thing we're going to do is go up top here. So now if you see me goofing up and whatnot here in this plane, I'm still pretty new in this plane. I didn't fly it a lot in Flight Sim 2020, but we have it now, so that's why I'm flying it now. Okay, so let's go. I think we have to do all this jazz here, so I'm gonna go to auto here, and then we're gonna turn these on as well. And nothing you're seeing today is procedure based. I want to make sure that's very clear. Nothing here is procedure based. This is kind of the flow that I've seen to work for myself. And if you've been in any of my videos before, you do know that I just I like to have fun. I like to have fun what I'm doing here. All right, so we have emergency exit lights set. Window heats are next. We have the cabin and pass set. And now we can go down to the FMC. And then the FMC, you can go to that little button. We're going to have to initiate our IRS, init position. So we hit next here. And then we're going to grab our GPS, go previous page, and drop it in there. So now the airplane has its location. We go to route. We can request a route. We are doing O'Hare to Minneapolis. Click on that button. We can set the payload, set the fuel, select the route. Give it a few moments. Once you see load show up here, then you can click that load button. It takes a few moments to get that all rolling. And you can hear the beep, load, cool, hit the button. And now this is going to load in our flight information. We're expecting runway 9 right at this moment. So we'll see what happens if we actually get that runway, or if it's going to be a different runway. Let's see, descent forecast uplink ready. Good. Let's clear out that. Wind upload, good. All right, beautiful. All right, runway 9 right. Pop that in there. Activate, execute. And to this one here, what we have to do is change a few things. So what we can do is we can click on this button to bring in our 0 fuel weight. We can put in our cruising altitude, which is 380 for this flight. That didn't seem to work. How come? Well, it doesn't like it. We're going to hit accept. And maybe now we can do it. Okay, there we go. Now we got it. And now thrust limit. So to get this information, it's very important you go over here to the tablet and go to performance tool. And we're going to import from the OFB. We're going to grab runway 9 right. Okay. Import it. Good. Import it. Good. And then import the weather. Calculate. All right, so we see we have a TO2 and a 46 for the temp. Okay, so it's going to be TO2 and the 46 for the temp. You put right up here. We go to takeoff. We're going to be at flaps 5 at departure. CG, we tap on that button, and now we have our VREFs in there. So trim is going to be a 6.25. We go on down here. We can see the trim, so I'm going to go ahead and set that down. Down to about that 6 point. So about right there is going to work out just fine. And that is grand. Next we're going to go to departure 9 right. We're going to wait to go any further at this point though, because we need to get clearance from ATC to verify we are going to be departing runway 9 right, because we do know that Beyond ATC likes to change things up sometimes. So Chicago O'Hare clearance 121.6. O'Hare clearance, American 1235 Heavy, ready for our clearance to Minneapolis. We're going to let it auto respond as well.
American 1235 Heavy, O'Hare clearance, cleared to Minneapolis St. Paul Airport. Radar vectors, Pumpkin, then as filed. Maintain 5000. Expect flight level tree 80, 10 minutes after departure. Departure frequency 125.0, squawk 170 tree. All right, we got a squawk in there, 1703. We're going up to 5,000. We're cleared. Looks like 9 center is going to be our runway for departure.
Radar vectors Pumpkin, then as filed. Maintain 5,000.
So we're going to change that to runway 9 center.
10 minutes after
and
departure.
we don't have anything else to put in here at this moment.
Let's
go to, we got to put in our new takeoff information. So we go here, thrust, takeoff, and then click the VREPs. We go legs, we have Pumpkin on there.
Contact ground 2175 when ready for pushback or engine start.
Ground 2175 when ready. American 1235 Heavy.
Okay, so we should be grand at this moment. So let's go on top here. We're going to go ahead and push these fuel buttons. That's grand. And we're going to go on for these buttons as well. We should be on the APU, so we go on down here, and I think it's, which one is it? It is electric system, right? Nope, not that one. Which one is it? Hydraulics. It's not engine, right? Electric engine wouldn't do it. Which one is it? I always forget which button it is. Nope, not that one. Fuel. Maybe it's fuel. Nope, it's not fuel. Which one? Oh, it's air. Yeah, there we go. APU is green, so it's all good to go. And then we're going to change this to checklist, and we're going to go on down here to checklist. And for pre-departure, so we're going to go ahead and say everything's grand here. Beautiful. Like it. Love it. We're going to go into before engine start. We're going to go ahead and shut the doors, get the chocks all taken care of. So we're going to go over here and go to ground. We're going to release the chocks. Release, okay, release the ground power and then release the chocks, I guess. There we go. And then we're going to go to door management. And we're going to close all the doors. Close all the doors, close all the doors, and then arm all the doors. And they're all armed and should be all closing. Let's go back down here, so we have that all taken care of. We have our V's speed set up, beautiful, grand. Trim is set, taxi lights will turn on momentarily. And then we're going to go to before taxi. Alright, so we'll get our pushback and engine start next.
Runway 9er center taxi via Golf, Bravo, Alpha Tree, Golf 1, Zulu, United 2334.
O'Hare ground, American 1235 Heavy, ready for pushback and engine start. Alright, so let's go ahead and get that pushback going next.
ABEX 797 Heavy, cargo November 4 taxi via Whiskey 4 Whiskey Yankee Golf Golf Papa Echo Echo.
Sounds like he's yelling.
Runway 10 left.
Right? Sounds like he's just yelling.
Cargo November 4 via Whiskey 4.
I'm not sure how far
Yankee,
back I
Golf,
should
Golf,
push.
Papa, Echo, Echo.
It's a small
Hold
strip,
short
I
runway
think.
10 left.
We're gonna go
Add-ons
there and hope for the best.
797 heavy.
ABEX 797 heavy.
Alright,
Cross
we'll eventually get
runway
our pushback.
10 right at Whiskey 4. Continue taxi via Whiskey 4. Whiskey, Yankee, Golf, Golf, Papa, Echo, Echo.
Echo,
Hold
Echo.
short runway 10 left.
Cross runway 10 right at
Alright, it's a
Whiskey 4.
busy morning in
Continue
O'Hare.
taxi via Whiskey 4. Whiskey, Yankee, Golf, Golf, Papa, Echo,
So
Echo.
we see APU is running, so
Hold
we
short runway
can verify that
10
here
left.
too, but we also did see it
ABEX
in that,
797 heavy.
what's it called, on the screen there. Is it our turn yet?
Envoy
Oh my gosh.
3834, gate Lima
Wow.
6 Bravo, taxi at pilot's discretion.
Got a United taxiing over there. Yeah, I don't think we're supposed to be taxiing here, or parked here, but...
American 1235 heavy, O'Hare ground, pushback approved. Face north.
Alright, pushback is going back. Good, grand.
Pushback and engine start
Up here, we're
approved.
going to go
Face
engine
north,
number
American
1 to the start
1235
button.
heavy.
And then we're also going to switch this over
American
to
1411.
engine.
Taxi for
Which one is
departure.
it? Engine.
American 1411.
I'm going to watch here. Now,
Runway
apparently you can
10
just start
left
engine 1
taxi
and 2 at the
via
same
Alpha.
time with this plane,
Alpha
but
15, November, Zulu.
I like to wait until the N2 gets up to that 20 like I always do with most plane, or sorry,
All right,
10 in
we'll
this plane.
taxi to runway 10 left via Alpha, Alpha 15, November, Zulu, American 1411.
But it's very similar apparently to the Airbuses. Alright, this should already be squawking, which we are. Cool. And it will automatically add in the fuel when necessary. Get that clock rolling. Now, does this have working wipers? Come on. Can't tell. I'll be damned, it does. That's cool. Alright, we'll go to intermediate. Alright, pushback's looking good. Engine number 1's coming on board.
All aircraft be advised, information X-ray now current.
I think I could have pushed back a little bit farther, but that's alright. Alright, engine number 1 looks good. Let's go to engine number 2. So we'll go to start and do the same thing we did last time. Hey Lex, do you think this plane is worth buying if you have the 300? That's a tough one, P2. Are you still on 2020? If you're still on 2020, probably not. In all honesty, if you're still in 2020, probably not. I was watching the Kip stream yesterday and I kind of made my 2 cents in there, which is it's crazy that you're paying full price for a plane that's so similar. So similar. But if you are in 2024, it's kind of one of those things where do you really want to correctly fly your 777? You know, I know people have been able to get to work, but there's that caveat in that, right? There are some things that just don't work.
United
didn't move 2024,
2099,
okay.
gate Bravo 48, taxi at pilot's discretion.
I don't know, like, I don't know what the upgrade path's going to be
Bravo
with
4
the
taxi at my
300.
discretion. United 2099.
I don't know if they're going to charge an absorbent amount.
Envoy 3865, cross runway 9 left at Mike 1. Continue taxi
Okay,
via
so,
hold short runway
It's a
left.
tough call, P2. It's a really tough call.
Cross runway 9 left at Mike 1.
Our
Continue
APU is
taxi
off.
via-
Taxi lights are coming
Hold
on.
short runway 4 left. Envoy 3865.
It's a little bit of a smaller plane, of course, but that's not. O'Hare ground, American 1235 heavy, ready to taxi to the active. But that's, you know, that doesn't matter
United
enough.
2334,
Like, my biggest thing was
contact
I don't
O'Hare
do
Tower
long hauls,
121.15.
so this plane isn't ideal. Ooh, I forgot to
Contact
do
tower
fuel pump.
121.15, United 2334.
But you know what? I was like, it'd be fun to have. It'd be fun to have another
Envoy
Boeing option.
3865, cross runway 4 left at Mike. Continue taxi via Mike. Hold short
Alright,
runway
that
9
good.
center.
That's why not go to
Cross
pre-flight?
runway 4 left at
Before
Mike.
taxi. Anti-ice,
Continue
recall
taxi via
checked,
Mike.
flight controls checked and
Hold short
clear.
runway 9
Ground commit,
center.
commit.
Envoy 3865.
Ground. What would it say? Ground what? before taxi. Ground equipment.
ABEC 797 Heavy.
Before
Cross
takeoff.
runway
Flaps are set
10
and checked.
left at Echo
And then we're going to go to after takeoff next.
Continue taxi via Echo Echo. Bravo. Papa Papa.
Wish they made the price of the...
Delta,
Yeah, that's the
Mike,
thing.
November,
But
November.
Pmdg, they're just little butts.
Cross runway 10
They're very greedy.
left at Echo Echo. Continue taxi
I will say
via
this though,
Echo
performance
Echo.
is
Bravo,
quite
Papa
impressive.
Papa, Delta, Mike, November, November.
I'm at
AVEC
85 with
797
beyond
heavy.
ACC traffic. And in O'Hare with the Phoenix.
Envoy
Oh my gosh, what's with the
3834,
traffic
cross
today? Holy
runway
cow.
9 left at Mike 1.
I'm got
Continue
time today.
taxi via
I have a real flight to go
runway
to.
9 left.
I have to leave in 3 hours.
Cross runway 9
but like,
left at Mike 1. Continue
the
taxi
Phoenix is
via.
probably
Hold
sitting
short
in the
runway
70s.
9 left.
With,
Envoy
you know, so
3834.
that just shows you like the Phoenix, they've done a
American
much better
1411.
job optimizing
Contact O'Hare Tower
with performance, but it's
132.7.
still not on the pace with Pmdg.
Contact tower 132.7.
And that's no dock at
American
all
1411.
to Phoenix, because it's a fantastic plane. Everyone knows that watches my stream knows I absolutely love that plane.
Continue taxi via Mike. Hold short runway 9 right.
And this is with fog and all that. Like, this is impressive
Continue
performance.
taxi via Mike. Hold short runway 9 right. Envoy 3865.
All right, come on, our turn now. Let's go. Let's move it.
United
Holy cow! I should have
runway
requested that
9
taxi
left at
earlier.
Mike 1.
Yeah, I'm building an
Continue
Airbus
taxi via
cockpit. I
hold
ordered the
short
Wing
runway 9
MCP.
Cross runway 9
I'm waiting
left
for
at
the
Mike
MOSA to
1.
release the left-handed
Continue
Airbus,
taxi via.
and given my investment, I'll send
Hold
that
short
one.
runway 9
Yeah,
left.
like,
United 2099.
I was considering that the MOSA yoke and or
American
well,
1235
or
heavy,
not
runway
and.
9 center taxi via Alpha, Alpha 3.
All right, we're clear to
Golf
taxi finally.
1, Golf,
I was considering it.
Zulu.
The thing is,
Runway 9 center
I'm a
taxi
huge
via
fan,
Alpha 3, Golf 1, Golf, Zulu.
huge fan,
American
as you know,
1235
of my
heavy.
Honeycomb Alpha. Really, really love it.
Envoy 3865. Cross runway 9 right
It's
at Mike.
it's got to be it's got to be something amazing to get me. It's got to be okay. It's either gonna be my Alpha breaks
Cross runway 9 right at
and
Mike.
I can't get another one,
Continue taxi via Mike.
or
Golf, Golf
there's
2,
got to be something
Alpha,
amazing
Envoy
that converts me over.
3865.
Envoy 3834. Cross
But the
runway
MOSA
9
stuff looks
left
really
at
cool.
Mike
I was
1.
really looking hard at
Continue
at the
taxi
stick.
via
I had both in my
hold
cart,
short
the
runway 4 left.
yoke and the stick in my cart, and I just had to pull the trigger at that point. It's gonna be a tight turn.
Hold short runway 4 left.
We're gonna do it like a semi. We're gonna do this turn like a semi.
Envoy 3834. Cross
We're also gonna
runway
go outside view
left at
only.
Mike.
Do I have my
Continue
taxi lights on?
taxi via Mike,
Yeah.
Delta, Papa Papa, Bravo, Alpha 20 Alpha.
Cross runway 4
Yeah, they made a
left.
right-hand stick. That's interesting, considering, you know, well, I guess, I don't know, it could be meant for both
Alpha, Envoy
fighters and
3834.
it was probably meant more for like DCS, my guess. This plane is just so big compared to everything else. It is just wild when you look at it on these taxiways.
Cross runway 9 left at Mike 1. Continue
It's
taxi
crazy.
via, hold short runway 4 left.
I'm still considering it as an
Cross
option.
runway 9 left at Mike
Like the
1.
MOSA stuff. Both of them I'm still
Continue
considering
taxi via.
options. I just don't
Hold short runway 4 left. United 2099.
know. It's a lot of money. It's a lot of money. It's a big
United
investment.
2099,
Like I thought
cross runway 4 left at
I thought
Mike.
my Alpha stuff
Continue taxi
or my
via
Honeycomb
Mike.
stuff was a big
Hold short
investment,
runway
and then I
9
spent
center.
whatever it was, $300 on these rudder pedals. I thought those were big
Runway 4
investments. For
left
now
at
we're
Mike.
talking $1,000.
Continue taxi via
You know,
Mike.
that's a heck of an
Hold
investment.
short runway 9 center. United 2099.
I was about to buy the stick and base 2, and then I was like, wait, there's the first officer stick, and stopped.
Skyway
yeah, really,
3650
especially if you're building a
at gate
cockpit.
Mike 4. Request pushback
And like
engine start.
the MCP, like I'm considering that too. I think that's gonna be my next
Skywest
purchase, honestly.
3650.
I was kind of
O'Hare
like
ground,
off it
pushback
for a
approved.
while, not
Face
interested.
south.
But I think it
Pushback
might
and
be really
engine
cool.
start approved. Face south. Skywest 3650.
And I see that people have found like multi-flight profiles to make it work for, you know, Boeing, Airbus, etc. So that was always my thing, is I don't want to buy multiple panels. Like I have the Airbus FCU. I use it for my Boeings, use it for the CRJs, use it for the E-jets, and I use it for all the planes. The realism's nice to have, obviously, but the amount of different planes I like to fly in, It just, I would have to have a whole bunch of different setups to make it work. I spent 1,000 Canadian on Thrustmaster rudder pedals. No regrets. Did you buy, was that the pendulum ones? The crazy expensive pendulum ones? I was considering it. I was very much considering it. I went with the Turtle Beach just because, like, the pendulum ones look really cool. The reviews are really, really awesome. I think they were like 600 when I was looking at them. But I don't have a way to mount it. And from my understanding, it does seem to work kind of like as standalone, like some of the other ones, but just not as good. It might start to eventually start moving. And with my setup here, just not ideal. All right, we are doing, what are we doing? Golf Zulu. Thankfully, this flight it's going to be about, I'd say, 40 minutes of cruise, if that, maybe 30 minutes of cruise. We're landing runway 35, interesting.
American 1873, at Gate Hotel 18, request pushback and engine start.
Big old bird to turn here. I do want to get a, what's it called? A tiller. And there's one like on, someone sells on Etsy, or I think shipping and all that jazz is like 100 and whatever, 130 bucks or so. I'm really considering that as an option. Like, I think it'd be really cool to have a tiller, and I have a good spot where I can put it to make it work with my setup.
American 1235 heavy contact O'Hare Tower 121.15.
They aren't mounted,
Have a good
and
one.
they do move, but 3M. Oh yeah, some 3M stick. Velcro, yeah. Quiet Core, welcome in. Long-time lurker, first-time chatter, wondering if you've had the chance to test. I have not. 9 center. O'Hare Tower, American 1235, heavy, ready to go runway 9 center. I have not Quiet Core.
American 1235 heavy O'Hare Tower, wind 035 at
I
Niner,
unfortunately
fly runway heading, runway
cannot
Niner
use them
center,
anymore. I
cleared
was
for
banned
takeoff.
from using their product.
Fly runway heading, runway 9 center.
I do wonder
cleared
why.
for takeoff. American 1235 heavy.
Because outside of saying that I prefer Beyondatc, I haven't done anything else. They just had some grudges against me. Never broke the rules of conduct. But I'm hearing, at least from the initial information, that the traffic is not great. But it's an early access, you know, so I give them the benefit of the doubt. But all right, thrusts are up. Let's go and turn off the wipes. Let's go flying. I think I have my V1 callout set up better now in this one, with this flight. The rain effect's so cool.
V1. V2.
Rotate. Gentle. Got American holding short. Positive right, gear going up. A little bit of wind coming from the left. And we're off. We're flying runway heading till otherwise told. Flaps going up 1 notch.
American 1235 heavy contact Chicago departure. Take care.
And flaps up full.
Contact Chicago departure, American 1235 heavy.
Does like to nose up on its own, it seems, though.
Chicago departure, American 1235 heavy, 2600.
American 1235 heavy Chicago departure, radar contact, climb, maintain flight level 190.
190.
Climb, maintain flight level 190, American 1235
And just like that, it's nice and sunny.
American 1235 heavy, turn left, heading 345.
345.
Turn left, heading 345, American 1235 Heavy.
So I'm using, this is the cool thing, is I'm using the
American 1411, contact Chicago.
the Mobi flight profiles for the 300. See you. That's new. That's almost like the see ya. That's cool. Alright, flaps are full up. All's looking grand so far, up to 190 cleared. Heading 345. We're going to go to heading select mode, which I think we're already on, right? Yeah, heading select. For now, we're going to go to vertical VNAV. I'll get the chat here in a second, sorry. Up to 8,000. Roll out. Reducing the trim just a little bit here. Rolled out a little too early, I think. Oh, well, no, that's pretty good. Winds are up here at 26. All right. Pan-up-cam. And let's go AP on.
Direct Pumpkin, then resumo navigation American 1235 Heavy.
And we're direct to Pumpkin. Let's go ahead and swing over to the left a little bit so we can intercept Pumpkin better. And we should capture the LNAV. Almost at 10,000 feet. Alright, landing lights are coming on off. Let's go up here. Landing lights. Runway lights, taxi lights are off. Let's go on down here. And then we're going to go to normal, and then after takeoff, flaps and all that's checked. Good, fantastic. Approach is our next one. No interception for the heading, that's all grand. We'll intercept it momentarily. Okay, I'm sorry, catch up back on here. I've never seen trolls on your chat. Well, it's because I don't stream enough for trolls to really come in here. There were a few when Flight Sim 2024 first came out, and you know I had a decent amount of traffic coming in. Not really trolls so much, more just negative people. You know, I'm like, if you're gonna send that out, you don't need to be in this channel. Like, I'm all about positivity in this channel. We're here to have fun, here to have a good time. Let's see, where are we at? Banned. Yeah, they did ban me. They did ban me. So funny story. Here's the thing. I think I've told this story. All right, we're on direct to Pumpkin now, so that's all grand. So there was something that I wanted to try with say intentions. So I subscribed. I subscribed for a month. I gave them the whatever it was, $15, right? Went to log in, and it wouldn't give me access. Didn't say anything. It just wasn't working. It just said whatever, some issue or something. Okay. So I reached out to support and I was like, hey, you know, I'm trying to log in. I paid my money.
American 1235 Heavy.
Oh no, hold on. Sorry, incorrect. So I first tried to do the 24 hours on my old account, but it wasn't working. So I was like, okay, well, maybe my account, because before I used to have a mod account with them. So I was like, okay, maybe there's some glitch with that, but I would really want to try this thing. So I was like, I'll make a new account. Same name, you know, all that jazz, just different email address. And so I made a new account and I paid the money. I wasn't trying to screw them. 380. Okay. Good. So I wasn't trying to like do another free trial. I was giving them money. So I paid for a month with this new account, and it still wouldn't let me work. So then I went to support and I was like, yo, you know, paid $15 and it's not working. Support came back, said, sorry, unfortunately you've been what did it say, administratively disabled. Your account has been, and the only way to get it unlocked is to contact Brian himself. And I was like, all right, well, if that's the case, then whatever. I don't care. I don't want to be part of your network if you're going to be a douche like that. So yeah, that's kind of how that happened. And I don't know, to this day, I still don't know why. Why are we not climbing? There we go. To this day, I still don't know why, other than me complaining about their software a bit on my personal channel. The thing with them, though, is I've come across so many people that have been banned from their Discord, banned from their software, whatever it be, for whatever reasons, various different reasons, and a lot of it's because of them just displeased with the service. So they make comments in the Discord, and then the Discord blocks them out.
Center on 125.1.
And any company that does that,
Heavy.
I've heard rumors that Inabuilds has been doing it recently too. And any company that does that is bad. It's bad press to do that.
American
And
1235 Heavy. Good morning.
you have to be
Climbing
open to
flight
criticism.
level 218
You have to be,
for flight
you know, okay,
level 380.
think about this. We are buying stuff or trying things because we have a lot of interest in it. And we only want to see it succeed.
1235 Heavy, Chicago Center.
Right? And when you ban someone from having that open conversation about issues with your product, how are you ever going to have a better product? And that's what I love about Beyondatc is people are in their Discord all the time saying, hey, this is broken, or this is how they do in real life, this is how they do, you know, whatever. And they're open to feedback, they're open to suggestions. Phoenix and SWS, you know, a lot of these companies are just so open to it, but then there's others who are not. And we don't need any of that, right? We need to have transparent, and that's the thing, is they talk about that they're so open and transparent as a company. They're not at all. And it's sad because I was a big supporter of them. I was really a big supporter, and I was encouraged to see all the development and all the passion that was going to the product. And then so much so that I didn't even touch Beyondatc. And then, you know, I was like, hey, I better check it out again because my channel has been a lot about ATC. So go check it out. And I'm like, wow, like I'm blown away with the progress that Beyondatc has made compared to what compared to what, say, Intentions has done. And that got me to be more interested in Beyondatc. So I started producing content for Beyondatc, not for them themselves, but, you know, for my channel. So I still don't know what happened, and frankly, I don't give a damn. It's in the past. I'm having fun using Beyondatc. I'm having fun in-flight sim. Alright, let's think, which one are we going to do? Zulu? Probably Zulu, I think it's the only option, right? As of right now, we're getting 3.5. Chicago Center, what's our expected arrival runway into Minneapolis today? Let's see if they give us any updates.
American 1235 Heavy, expected arrival runway at Minneapolis St. Paul International is runway 09er center.
09er center? That doesn't exist. Okay. Alright, well, let's just program Zulu, I guess, for this point. The Killer 3 would make sense for the arrival, so that's okay. Via Kama. Alright, execute. And we have our arrival at least set in there. 9er center. Bunch of crazies. Alright, let's see. Sorry, catching up here. I'm on the fence as well. Had quite a few bad experiences with the Intentions lately and prefer the professionalism in Beyondatc, to be honest. Ready to follow procedures. Yeah, that's the thing is, yeah, you know, all of them. FS, Beyondatc, Pilot to ATC, say Intentions, all of them are going to have issues. All of them. ATC is a very complex things. Even VATSIM. Even VATSIM, in all its mighty and glory, has issues. Like, I watch 757 Spy all the time flying, and he's talking to VATSIM. I'm hearing, you know, controllers on there who are making mistakes.
Chicago Center, expect Killer Tree,
oh, cool.
runway 35.
Uh-oh. There we go. Expect runway 35, the Killer 3, arrival. American 1235 Heavy. I now understand why pilots do the uhs a lot, because they're like thinking about what they're trying to say before they say it. It's not like just a thing, it's just what they're actually thinking about it. It's quite interesting. But But yeah, they all have their issues, right? And not any one of them is perfect. I was doing some FS HUD flying recently, and I have a blast doing it. I like it. I prefer Beyondatc because their traffic's integrated or injected, you know, itself, and the performance seems to be better in that regard with traffic. Did you get your money back? I did not, and I did not do a chargeback because, you know, whatever, it's 15 bucks. Here's the way I looked at it, P2. I was a mod in their Discord for several months. I was on mod, I think, from like March through September or some crap. You know, whatever. So that's, what, 6 months or so? So I was like, you know what, whatever. He gave me all these months for free of using it, and I used the hell out of it. So whatever. Take my 15 bucks. Take my 15 bucks. I don't really care enough. Whatever. Oh, Star Citizens, yeah. I might be biased, but I'll just call Say Intentions out on giving a little too much info or into features creep. Yeah, that's the thing is, and I've talked about that before, is there's way too many features and not enough consistent development for the core product. And that's what I like about FS HUD, Beyondatc, is they focus on that core product first, and then they'll add the other stuff after. You know, think about the patches that do come out, and they're smart. When they do the patches, they do them in batches. You know, they don't just send out a patch every single day, because they're not all based in the cloud like Say Intentions is. So, you know, they have the insiders tested, they have internal people tested as well first, and then they send it out for everyone to have. But they focus on the basic stuff. They focus on vectors, they fix issues with traffic, you know, all the core products. And then they add in features, like they're going to add in eventually the GSX thing, integration, and that's a feature coming down the road, but they're still focusing on the core product first before adding all this other crap that, one, people don't care about, or two, is half-baked, you know, and I think that's where they really shine the most. I remember how much I used the hell out of SI back in the day, PT, you know that. Used the hell out of them. I used to rave about them. Fantastic. The product itself is really cool. The product is cool. It's just the company that's running that product is a disastrous mess. And it's unfortunate, because the product is really, really neat. It is a really cool product, and I wish I could recommend them. Even if I was using Beyondatc like I am, I would love to be able to recommend Say Intentions. I really, really would love to, but I can't because the company. I can't because the company. The product is cool, the company is not. I won't buy Pmdg, hate their business models of charging full price every... Yeah, see, yeah, Jay, I'm with you 100%. This was a tough call. I thought about it all day. Well, I pretty much thought about it all week, in all honesty, and I was still kind of on the fence. But as the days going on yesterday, I'm at work and I'm thinking about it, I'm looking through Discord and I see it's finally launched. I was like, you know, I really, really would like to have a fully functional Boeing again in-flight sim. And I don't fly long hauls very often, but when I did fly the 777 in 2020, it was a pleasure to fly. You know, so I'm eventually going to get the 737 when it comes to 2024. It's going to have an upgrade for that, of course. I really want the iFly. In all honesty, if the iFly comes out first, it might be a while before I get the Pmdg 737. When that eventually launches, probably this summer sometime. I'm more interested in that iFly. I love that damn iFly. It's a freaking amazing plane. Beyondatc is awesome. I have no idea anymore where is it. Jay Russ, you're with me. We were supporters and then we are not. Having fun is the main reason we all do this. Exactly. Exactly. I have fun streaming, talking with y'all. I have fun learning about these planes. I have fun learning about ATC. In a couple hours, I'm going to be at the airport at O'Hare and talk to some pilots, you know, and get some info from them. I'm excited. I'll get some videos so I can, you know, share on the channel here. Yeah, I saw the update, P2. I saw that update. I'm really excited. They're getting close. I'm thinking it's coming pretty quick because I feel that Sim Update 2 will be launching any day now, officially. Any day. Although, didn't they... What they launch? They launched something on a Friday once and they broke it. Oh, they had a beta update that came out on a Friday, and they had to fix it because it had a bad update. I would say next week. I would say Sim Update 2 is going to launch next week, and then I wouldn't be surprised if the iFly comes out in May. I would not be surprised if it comes out in May. You and I are exactly on the same page with saying intentionally. A very cool product, but the owner management serious issues. Exactly. I would absolutely love for Asobo or Microsoft just to buy them out. Give the team their money, whatever they built the product, give them the money, but have it integrated into Flight Sim. Although I love my Beyondatc, so that'd be a problem. I would prefer Beyondatc to be integrated within Flight Sim, because then there'd be no. Well, I guess they can use the Azure servers. They can convert everything over to their own servers. Microsoft could, and then have it all built into the system. That'd be interesting. As an Airbus fanboy, I will likely still buy the iFly when it comes to 2024. That iFly is so freaking cool, man. That's, I really miss flying it. I haven't touched, getting that frame rate drop again. Is it doing the stutter thing right now? Yep. Every so often it does this weird thing where I lose the frames for 30 seconds to a minute. I don't know why. Ever since I bought this OLED monitor. I don't know why. It's never done this before. Unless it's just a coincidence. Maybe there was a driver update that happened and whatever, but every so often this happens. It's so weird. And it's only Flight Sim. And what you said, then I'll shut up about SI. I'm still experiencing errors and problems with SI that were there 1.5 years. See, that's a problem. It's the core product. It's like they don't work on that core product. Not enough, at least. Alright, and see, now that problem's gone. Just like that. Nice and buttery smooth again. I don't get it. Alright, so runway 35 for the arrival. Let's prepare for this. Should we look outside? Look outside. That's beautiful. It is a beautiful plane. It is freaking big. Gorgeous. Kippo was getting some serious wing flex, but I don't know where he's seeing that, because I don't get it. I don't understand where he's seeing that wing flex from. Like, he was getting some crazy wing flex. Do I have to be in, like, drone mode or something? Let's see. His wings were like flapping like a bird yesterday. And I have a 47 knot crosswind right now. I don't know. Look at these wings though, man. Look how long that is. That's crazy. That's wild. This is a beautiful plane. These engines are gigantic. Look how big that engine is. Very detailed. Expect nothing less from Pmdg. Their quality is spectacular. They're real and they're spectacular. If you get that reference, you know what I'm talking about. Gotta run. Have a business meeting this morning with the shop manager for one of our business. Alright, cool. See ya. See you, Jay Russ. We'll see you next time. Hey, Russ, I don't know if you saw, I do have, I did the E-Jet flight the other day on Tuesday. No, yeah, Tuesday. So I know you're asking me about that. So if you want to check that video up, it was a live stream. Okay, so 3-5 is our arrival. So minimums we can put right here. Minimums are 1034, so 1030. Or we can actually do the actual number. $10.30. 1060. Whoops, overshot. Steady. Steady. Okay, there we go. One bug that I've had in this plane though, it happened on both of my flights yesterday. And that is the throttles randomly started going forward. Like I started over speeding. I don't know why. I think the only way I fixed it with the 300, 'cause I think I had it happen in the 300 as well, is I don't have my throttles at full. Like I'm pretty sure for departure you're supposed to bring your throttles up to that point and then toga it. And I was doing that, so maybe that's why? I don't know. Unless there's a setting somewhere that I don't know about. I got your real spectacular reference instantly. That's one of my all-time favorite shows. One of my all-time favorite shows. And for those who don't know, Seinfeld. I love Seinfeld. I think I've watched Seinfeld more times than anything ever, period. And that's saying something, because I watched Ghostbusters and Back to the Future a billion times. But I think I watched Seinfeld. I know obviously hours length, it's a lot longer with Seinfeld because it's a show. But I'm pretty sure. I watched from the first season to the last season. Well, maybe not all the way through enough times. But because I know I would stop maybe around 7, because those last 2 seasons weren't as great. I do watch them though. I know I recently watched through it all twice in the past year. Once I got out of the hospital, I was recovering. That was like my go-to show. So I just binged it all, fell asleep to it, and all that kind of jazz. And then I started watching it again not too long ago. Just before bed, half-hour episode before I go lay down and go to bed. Does anybody use the T-Mobile what's it called? The T-Mobile home internet? Is anyone in here use that? You love Seinfeld 2, P2? Oh yeah, it's fantastic. So I use, for my phone, I use Mint Mobile, which I don't know if you can P2 in Canada. Well, I don't know. Ryan Reynolds is Canadian. I don't know if Mint Mobile's available there, though. Probably not. But I use Mint Mobile for my mobile phone here. And it's a hell of a steal. It's like $200 a year for 5 gigs a month.
Center on 125.05, American 1235 heavy.
Like, period. That's it. There's no other price. That's it.
Chicago Center.
It's
American
impressive.
1235
But anyways, I got an
heavy,
email
level
yesterday
380.
talking about how I can get their T-Mobile's internet for $35 a month. Now, the only thing is, it seems to be
heavy, Chicago Center.
speeds are up to like 500 megs or something like that, which is about half of what I use now. It also says something about, like, if you're a heavy user, which means if you're over 1.2 terabytes, I think it is, that you may get throttles. And we average about 1.7 in our household terabytes a month. So I want to try it. I'm thinking about trying it because there's a 14-day trial you could do. So I might try it when I get back. Maybe try it next weekend or something. And kind of see what it's like, because it's crazy cheaper compared to what I'm paying now. I pay $130 for my internet now, and that's just internet. That's it. So I can get like a fourth of that price. That's crazy. It's just crazy to think. So I'm considering it a possibility. Anywhere I can save money and then spend it in flight sim.
1235 heavy,
right?
contact Minneapolis Center 124.4.
All right, top of descent's coming up not too long from now,
Center
in
on
about
124.4,
well, 3
American
minutes
1235
is
heavy.
what
Have a good one.
a pilot's life is telling me. That's way off of what
Minneapolis
telling me.
Center, American
I'll go what the
1235
plane's telling me.
heavy. Good morning. Flight level 380.
That would make more sense. It's not available in Canada. I use Freedom Mobile here. Always thought the name was a bit too American. Oh my gosh, that's great. I was on T-Mobile when I lived in the States. No complaints. Yeah, Mint Mobile runs on the T-Mobile network. So like, that's all fine. I've been impressed with the service. That was great. A bit too American. Oh my gosh. And this, I live in the Chicago area, so the reception's really good. I think I'll try it. I think I'll try it next week. Try the home internet version. Again, my biggest thing is I'm a little nervous about although, like, I wonder, like, if I kind of broke it up. If, like, we got two. My wife has Mint Mobile as well. So even if you combine it, it's $70 a month. That's still $80 cheaper than what we're paying now. So, like, if she gets her own, although she don't really use a lot of data, it'd be between my cousin and I. But even so, like, if she gets her own, and then we use hers for, like, the TV, and then hers, and then my cousin and I use mine, I guess, that might work. I'll have to see. I'll think about that, because that's significantly cheaper. And we're on 2 different plans, my wife and I, so in theory that would work. Take advantage of the system.
Delta 2070.
Their, like, pricing plans are kind of goofy, though, because they have, like, 3 packages for the mobile, and it seems like all it is like, security. And I don't understand that, because wouldn't the base router be secure? The base modem? I know I have a coworker that has it, and she has no complaints about it. But she also doesn't, stream like this. That's my big concern, is how is the streaming going to be affected? Because the upload speed's significantly lower than what I have now. Like, I'm rocking like 300 upload, and I think with the T-Mobile thing, it's like 70 or something. So that might take a major hit. So I don't know. Something to think about. Happy early May the 4th be with you, which is coming up in 2 days. If you're a Star Wars nerd like myself, we'll see what kind of news is announced regarding the Star Wars. I talked about it the other day, but I watched Revenge of the Sith theaters. I was one of those $42 million people that gave him money. I gave my $10 to them.
American 1235 heavy, contact Minneapolis Center 128.6.
I've been so used to saying SkyWest and listening for SkyWest that I'm throwing off when this is American.
Contact Minneapolis Center 128.6, American 1235 heavy. Minneapolis Center, American 1235 heavy, flight level 380.
Now the Boeings are cool because it will start the descent.
American 1235 heavy, Minneapolis Center.
Airbuses do not. You have to actually hit the button for it to start its descent. Speaking of that, we should probably set in our descent altitude.
American 1235 heavy, descend via Killer Tree.
Looks like 8,000.
Minneapolis St. Paul landing runway tree 5, altimeter 2987.
Speak of the devil.
Descend via Killer Tree arrival, Minneapolis St. Paul landing runway 35. Altimeter
All right, we should be on the ground in
American
about
1235 heavy.
35 minutes. So that's pretty good. I know this is not a real world flight that the what's it called? The 737, or sorry, the 777 does, but this is fun. It's actually funny because this is the same flight I did with the 300. The exact same flight I did with the 300 live on stream. 770 megs should be fine even for 4K streaming. Do you think it'd be fine for upload though? Like the download would be around the 500. I think the upload's my concern. Although people like stream with their phones all the time, right? They like what's it called? Do the Instagram live streams and stuff like that. I'm not hip enough to do that. All right, top of descent's coming up.
American 1235 Heavy, contact Minneapolis Center 125.3. Take care.
Center on 125.3, American 1235 Heavy. Have a good morning.
Upload might take a little longer,
Minneapolis
but other
Center,
stuff, other
American
than that, I don't think so.
1235
Okay.
Heavy. Descending
Okay.
via Killer Tree, flight level 377.
It's something to consider, like I said. It's interesting, like,
American 1235 Heavy, Minneapolis
so let me look
Center,
at, I'm gonna look right now. Before I say it, let me see. Before I say it, let me see, because people complain, and there is real logic behind this, of course, but like, people complain that 2024 uses more data. Okay, so here's what I have for you. So before Flight Sim 2024 released, so I have June, July, August, September, October. I have the 5 months worth of information available to me. The most I used in that, before 2024 launched, the most I used was 2.32 terabytes in the entire month of October. Okay? The lowest I used in that time period was June, and that was 1.85. Okay? The lowest since then, so since the launch of Flight Sim 2024, which launched in November, I have 5 months, full months of that. April's not counted for some reason yet, but I have 5 months of that. The lowest in that period was 1.56. Okay, so that's like 300 gigabytes less than before that. The highest since that was 1.87.
Delta 2872,
Okay,
contact Minneapolis approach
which is 500
119.3.
gigabytes less than the most before Flight Sim 2024. And I would say my average since 2024 per month is, I'd say 1.7, where my average before with 2020 is probably 2 terabytes. You gotta run, P2. Have fun at work. Have a good day. Thanks for coming on in, as always. Hopefully we'll see you next week. I'm looking to stream probably on Wednesday next week. Probably Wednesday next week. Sorry, incorrect. Well, maybe, but probably Thursday, actually, now I think about it. I have an earlier schedule on Wednesday. right. Let's see. So we're descending, all looking grand here for the descent. We have everything programmed. It's so weird, like, the differences with the Airbus and the Boeings. Like, there's nothing really set up. It's all good to go. Hit a button, good to go. You know what I mean? Hit a button, good to go. Descent's looking good. We'll see if that throttle thing happens. I'm kind of keeping a tight eye on that to see if it starts to nosedive. Alright, we're supposed to be above 14 at this point. And we're at 27. How we're looking here, 12, 10. Yeah, so I think we're all right. I think we're a little high, though. Yeah, we're pretty high. So you use less in 2024. Yeah, that's the thing, is I think the data that's coming through is just, it's compressed better. I don't know. It's a weird thing to think about. I don't know how. I don't know the logic behind it, because I for surely thought it would be more. But I like other people. I would love to see other people's comparison. It's just from my personal experience, I'm using less. And it shouldn't be. It's not like I downloaded 2020 a billion times, every single month. So I wonder what it's going to do here for this approach. I'm very curious. I wonder how far. I don't understand sometimes where beyond ETC will do the cutoff. I suppose I can bring my charts up, huh? We go to electronic flight bag. No, where is it? Where's the charts at in this? Oh, here we go, map. Alright, here we go. Arrival, Minneapolis. What happened? Alright, we are arriving via the Killer 3. And runway 35, airport information. Alright, go to pinned arrival. And we'll go to dark mode, because I have a dark soul, and that's flipped back for some reason. Let's go back that. Yeah, I think, what the hell? So I think we're high, but I wonder what it's going to do. It's going to have us go all the way here to Coase, and then swing back around for the arrival. Oh no, hold on, we're landing 3-5. So Coase, and then swing around this way. Because what do we have programmed in here? Yeah, so we're going to Dole. Oh, so never mind. So we're probably going to go here. Yeah, so this is where I'm curious about. Once we... is it going to have us go to Dole and then swing back around for the arrival? Or is it going to vector us somewhere here? It's probably going to... we're going to end up going to Dole and then swing back around. I bet money on it. Bet money on it. It's the kind of thing what happens in Chicago. Drag required. Alright. If I do the drag is where it seems to do the whole speed thing. Let's try it. Let's bring out some drag. But guess you're right. If they need to stream everything, the data has to be better compressed to be effective, more efficient. Most logical explanation. Yeah, that's kind of what my thought was as well. It still makes... I don't know. I've downloaded 2024 twice. I think twice, just twice. So that's like what, 70 total megs combined? I think twice. Bring that speed break still.
Delta 2070, contact Minneapolis approach 119.3. Have a good
Outside
morning.
that, add-ons,
Contact
you know.
Minneapolis approach.
And in the
Delta
same time, it's not like
2070,
I've
take care.
not done anything else. Like I played Assassin's Creed Shadows, which is a fairly large download. I've downloaded several other games in that same time frame, so it's not like I haven't done anything else. And I definitely know for a fact that I've done more flight simming in these past 5 months than I did in those previous months. I know that for a fact. Like, you look at my hours. I was looking at my hours in Steam with Flight Sim 2024, and at this, if I continue the pace I'm on with it, it just doesn't like this trim. It wants speed brakes. It wants speed brakes, but then it's like, no, it's too much. And I have it like low. It's barely out. Yeah, see? It's yelling again. We'll keep it out, whatever. Have a good flight. Thanks for coming on in. Hey, Pmdg, welcome on in. Welcome on into the stream. Good plane you have here. I'm having fun with it. Coming on into Minneapolis. Alright, looking pretty good. 15,000. I still think we're high, but we're going to follow this approach because we are going to end up vectoring around. Beyondatc is going to bring us over to Dole. Bet money on it, like I said.
Minneapolis Center, SkyWest 4.
Once we get
164,
close to Dole, it will
descending
say
flight
expect,
level 3006.
or sorry, it's going to say something like, once you hit past Dole, swing left or some crap.
SkyWest for 164, Minneapolis Center.
So it'll be good.
American 1235 Heavy, contact Minneapolis Center.
Alright, over to center. We should get
123.7.
approach momentarily. And here's our runway. So if we look here, here's our runway for the arrival. So we're going to end up going here, and then it's going to vector us probably back around this way.
Minneapolis Center, American 1235
Because it can't
Heavy.
do shortcuts
Good morning,
yet.
descending via Killer Tree. 1 for 1,000 for 100 feet.
Now, I was talking about FS HUD the other day. They did a very weird vector coming into Minneapolis.
American 1235 Heavy,
And there we are to
contact
approach.
Minneapolis approach 118.725.
I'm still torn between Airbus and Boeing,
Contact
but I still want to go
Minneapolis approach, American
do cargo routes with the
1235
777 is probably the best. Well, there's also the 300.
Minneapolis approach.
306.
American 1235
We have some
Heavy.
traffic around us.
13,800 with the numbers.
No say.
American
I hear 'em.
35 Heavy Minneapolis approach. Altimeter 2987. Expect radar vectors for ILS Zulu.
Unless that's me.
Runway 35.
That could be me.
Altimeter 2987.
Heard something, though. I thought I heard
Expect
traffic.
radar vectors for ILS Zulu runway 35, American 1235 Heavy.
Alright, getting close to 10,000. We're going to make our turn, I'm pretty sure, again at Dole. Oh, my speed, and we are slower now, or slower. Let's check the altimeter. 2987, and 2987 is what I'm showing on the METAR. Winds are 11 in Minneapolis. Broken clouds at 19. No, the Inabel is 306. 300, 600. That's a cargo plane. FedEx flies it, UPS flies it, DHL flies it. And then Airliners used to fly it back in the day. It's a good plane. It's a very good plane, and they've done a lot of good work optimizing it. They have a premium version for Flight Sim 2024, but they also have the compatible version for 2024, and the premium version actually wasn't as good as the compatible version. Now that has since been fixed, and it is good, and it's like an extra, I don't know, $10 or something like that. Obviously, they had to charge more money. All right, landing lights are coming on board. Okay, looking good. 10,000, leveling out with speed, grand. Now we can do weather, I think now, right? There's a weather radar on now. So I think that's working. I flew the heck out of that 306 when it first came out. I loved it. Especially with the pilot's life. Flying, I was flying with FedEx. Well, I think I flew initially with the UPS, because FedEx wasn't letting me in. So I flew for UPS for a while, and then I eventually went over to FedEx and did a bunch of FedEx flights. It was a very fun plane. All right, I think we're looking really good. 8,000 at Geek, I guess it is. He wasn't. Yeah, it's a fun plane. It's a lot. It's old. It's old, and it's clunky.
American 1235
It's old and clunky.
Heavy. Leave Grake heading 180.
Oh,
Expect radar
180.
vectors for
Okay.
ILS Zulu, runway 35.
Cool. So they're not having us go all the way to Dole. They're right. Just have us go
Leave Grake
to
heading
Geek.
180. Expect
Cool.
radar vectors
180.
for ILS Zulu, runway 35. American 1235 Heavy.
180. So we're gonna go south. So it's gonna vector us around to 35. And it also does need to descend us.
American 1235 Heavy. Turn left. Heading 195. Vectors for the approach.
All right, 195 on the heading.
Turn left, heading 195. American 1235 Heavy.
Let's see. Pull out. All right, there we go. Trying to figure out my movie flight still with this plane.
American 1235 Heavy.
5,000 on the altitude.
Maintain 5,000 feet.
Descend, maintain 5,000 feet. American
And
1235
speeds, you want us
Heavy.
at 230, so we're going to maintain 230 unless otherwise told. What's our landing today? Landing is, let's go to FMS, and then init, and then landing 135. I'm not quite sure if you're supposed to put anything in here, so we're just going to maintain where we are. Flaps 30, 125, so 135 for the landing. We're going to descend down to 5,000. And now this should vector us back around for the approach. We'll see how accurate this is. This will be an interesting experience. And visibility is 10, 18 on overcast. So it's going to be pretty cloudy until we get pretty close to minimums, honestly. Minimums are 1,000. I mostly fly on air, so I'm pretty free into what I choose. It's a fun plane, though. I'd recommend that the 306. It is a very fun plane, and I think it's reasonably priced. It's like $35, maybe 50. I don't remember. It's a reasonable price plane for what you get with it. It's a good plane. It's one of the very few in-built products that actually is decent in performance.
American 1235 Heavy. Turn
Decent.
left.
I
Heading
didn't say great.
145.
Decent. It's not on par with the Pmdg
Turn
by any
left,
means,
heading 145.
or iFly,
American
or Phoenix,
1235 Heavy.
but it's got some decent performance.
American 1235 Heavy. Turn left. Heading 100. Descend. Maintain 4,000 feet.
4,000 feet. Let's bring back the speed
Turn
to
left,
210.
heading 100. Descend, maintain for 1,000 feet. American 1235 Heavy.
All right, the vector's looking really good. Welcome in, Allie. Welcome on in. Your perfect timing. We're on approach into Minneapolis in the beautiful 777 new release from Pmdg. Welcome on in. You can see performance there on the top right. Really good performance out of this plane. I'm very happy, very satisfied. So here's the thing I'm going to say with this plane. So with video games, my rule of thumb is the following. If I can spend $1 per hour of how much it's spent, or how much I spent on it, then I'm satisfied, and I call it a win in my book. So a game that's priced at $60, if I put 60 hours into it, I'm happy. I've already put in 3 hours into the $77 purchase for this plane.
1235 heavy, turn left.
So I think I'm on pace. 005 on heading.
Turn left, heading 005, American 1235 heavy.
005 all the way to the left. Alright, looking good. And altitude's pretty grand. We're going down to what, 4,000? Okay, 4,000 looking good. We can bring up that VS a little bit. Don't need to descend as fast. I'm going to bring out the speed brakes a little bit to help us. Okay, all looking good. GPU running, frame gen probably right. Yes, definitely frame gen. I'm running a 4080.
Heavy, 8 miles from Rosie.
Localizers on.
005, maintain 3000 until established. Cleared ILS Zulu runway 35.
So we're going to maintain 4,000 for now.
Turn
We're going
left,
to intercept the
heading
localizer.
005, 3000 until established.
Speed brakes are
Cleared
stowed.
ILS Zulu runway 35, American 1235 heavy.
No, not the first flight. This is my third flight. Today is my first flight. My one and only flight today. But I did 2 flights with it last night. Kind of get the hang of the plane, figure it out. It's a fun plane. It's like the 300, you know. It's just a little smaller, not as powerful. But that's actually probably perfect for me because I like to do short routes, you know, short hops. So I feel this would be probably the perfect plane compared to the 300. I actually might get more use out of this plane. It is a big plane though. Monster. It's like a whale. I don't know where I'm supposed to park in Minneapolis with this gigantic boat. Under the principle 3000 in Flight Sim 2020 for 40. Alright, looking pretty good here. We don't have any visual on the airport just yet. Localizer should capture any second now. There it is. Localizer captured. Approach armed as well for the glide slope. Alright, let's go ahead and go to approach mode now for the screen. A 4080. I also have a 14700K processor. I'm not sure what processor you have quite.
American 1235 heavy, contact Minneapolis Tower 126.7.
Holy
Contact
crap,
tower
you did a super long haul,
126.7,
Allie.
American 1235 heavy.
I did LAX to... How we looking here?
Tower,
Flaps coming down. I did
1235
LAX
heavy,
to
ILS Zulu,
San Francisco.
runway
I also did
35.
this flight in reverse, so Minneapolis to O'Hare.
1235 heavy, Minneapolis Tower.
Both are very good flights.
11 runway 35.
But yeah, I don't do long hauls, so... You did a really
Runway
long haul.
35 cleared to land. American 1235 heavy.
Yeah, Quiet Core. I do have on the channel some performance tips. If you want to check out those videos, it might help you. It doesn't help everyone, of course. Let's bring back that speed 180. Next notch of flaps are coming out. 8 nautical miles out from the airport, and the runway is in sight. Beautiful. And I'm thinking we probably taxi to Terminal 2. So probably going to be, well, it's going to be exit to the right. And if we're doing Terminal 2, it's not going to be too bad of a taxi. Alright, gear coming down. Let's bring out the speed brakes to slow us down a bit. 135 in the speed. And we are clear to land. 7800, but I should be able to keep... Yeah, you should be able to. For sure. Alright, next notch flaps. Stowing the spoilers. And we're going down to 20. $25.
1,000.
30 full flaps out. Alright, and pilot has the aircraft. We're all gonna die. The plane does like to dive initially, it seems like, on the approach. Oh, incomplete checklist? That's fine, whatever. We got it. It's under control, it's under control. Now we're gonna go high. Little breezy here in Minneapolis. It's a cool arrival. I don't normally land runway 35. It's rare. That nose just a little bit. Get back on the glide slope. I haven't quite gotten the rhythm yet how this plane handles. I seem to come in too high or too low.
Approaching minimums.
Bit of an unstable approach for sure. Little high.
100. 50. 30. 20. 10.
Bring back the yoke. Stabilize. Touchdown. Reversers are out. Got a Delta taking off or landing or something. And 80 knots, reverser stowed, flaps coming on up. Welcome to Minneapolis, St. Paul.
American 1235 Heavy, exit next available taxiway.
Exiting at Yankee here.
Exit next available taxiway.
Alright, and
American
landing lights are
1235
off.
heavy.
Runways are off. And I'm not quite sure where they want us to taxi today. So we're just going to go ahead straight. It's a really cool approach. Yeah, I love the visual into Minneapolis with runway 35.
American 1235
Really,
Heavy,
really cool.
contact ground 127.9 or 2.
Ground
let's go up here, start the APU.
American 1235 heavy, take care.
Foxtrot 1214 is what they're telling us. Minneapolis ground. Good morning from American 1235 Heavy. We are on Yankee, looking to taxi to gate Foxtrot 14. Butter, we'll see. I don't know. It felt a little hard, in all honesty. Kind of lost it towards the end there.
American 1235 Heavy, welcome to Minneapolis St. Paul Airport. Gate Foxtrot 1 for taxi via Tango. Yankee Whiskey 10, Alpha 10, Alpha, Charlie, Bravo, Delta.
Alpha 10, Alpha
Gate
Bravo,
Foxtrot 1 for
Charlie.
via Tango. Yankee Whiskey
Delta.
10.
Okay.
Alpha 10, Alpha, Charlie, Bravo, Delta. American 1235 Heavy.
So it looks like it gave us one extra taxiway in there, but we're on the right path. Yankee, Whiskey. Oh, that's actually all right. The Tango one was off. Oh, because we just passed the FedEx hub in Minneapolis. This one was Tango. So it saw that. It saw this little loop here. Alright, so we're doing good. Whiskey 10, then Alpha 10 coming up next. And then we're going to go on to Alpha. And then Charlie. And then Delta. So here's Alpha. Well, it's a fun flight. Really, really fun flight. Let's make the turn. We got a big plane though, so big O turn. So you don't take out any signs. Good. Yeah, I know. Alphabet soup. I wasn't sure if we're going to go over here, but I think this is either low-cost carriers and international. I thought this was where heavies go, though. So I guess we're going to be end up over here. I should have done a Delta flight. I think Delta flies... Well, Delta does do this flight. I should have done Delta flight instead. But I just didn't want to change out liveries. All right, we're gonna cross. It's really interesting because they no longer, they used to say cross runway, you know, hold short runway 22, and then cross it. But because it's never used IRL. It's almost never used. They just have me cross it now with Beyondatc. So I don't know if that's a bug or if that's the way it's supposed to be, but it works. It very much works. All right, we're on Alpha, and then Charlie's going to be coming up. We're going to take a left at Charlie. We're going to see what we got with the pilot's life. So left up here. Oh, there's two deltas here. Well, now I'm confused where to go. Foxtrot 1-4. Let me just slow down a little bit, see if I can figure out our gate, see if we can actually park at the right gate today. Foxtrot 1-4 is... Well, hell, it's right here. Okay, let's go. We'll come in around. I understand now. So, can I bring this up real quick? Whoops, that was what I wanted. Go back in here. We go to airport. So it was what do they want? Charlie, Alpha, Charlie, Bravo, Delta. This is what want. Our gate's right there. And I just pass where I'm supposed to turn. Yeah, so our gate is this one here. I'm pretty sure. How do we get in there? Oh, there's two there. That's a bit of a turn. I think it's this one here. So right there. Okay. We can make that work, can't we? Let's swing on out like a semi again. There we go. Looking good. Beautiful. Alright. Turn off those taxi lights so we don't blind the ground crew that's not here. 737. There's a 77. That's where they park. They actually do park here. Look at that. 777-200. That's where we're supposed to go. Very cool. This is an actual 777 spot. Bravo to Beyondatc. Look how big this plane is, though. Although I don't know what this is. It looks good size there. It's huge. Alright, parking brake is set. Let's go over here to the ground dude. And we're going to go ahead and we're going to go to ground services. We're going to... No, that's not what we want. We want ground connection. Set the chocks. Request the ground power. Connect the jetway. Jetway is connecting. And then, to turn off this plane, we go up here, cut off the fuel. And that's cutting off. And then I heard the notification. Tired real-life scheduled traffic in Beyondatc the other day. ATC was really busy, LOL, as well as my premium characters that went tumbling down. Yeah, like, you have to balance it out, right? There's a low-cost carrier, Sun Country. Like, you want traffic... You want a lot of traffic, you want to hear it. Oh, cool, it went to this other door. That's cool. Although I think this is for pilots, right? That's cool, though. That's awesome. You want traffic, you want to hear it sound really good, but then you don't want to spend the money on the characters, yeah. I just dropped another 30 on premium characters, like 2 days ago. Alright, let's see how we did with a pilot's life. Speaking of Beyondatc, let me switch to a random frequency so we don't hear anyone talking. Use my characters. Let me switch to my other cam, or my other monitor. Actually, I don't have to do that, do I? Let me see. Pilot's life. There it is. Alright, so here's the pilot's life. And if we go into pilot's life and choose our logbook, '96. Oh man, what happened? So we came in too hot for the approach. Yep, and then that was because that was the initial. That failure is right here. I bet you is right here when I was looking at the map and I overshot this. I think we just went over speed by like 1 knot, or one knot. That sucks. Our landing though was 185. Damn. Okay, never mind. I did grease it. I did have a nice smooth landing in this plane. That's pretty good. I don't know what my other landings were yesterday with Beyondatc. Let me see if I can see that real quick. Is it Beyondatc or Beyondatc? I always do Beyondatc. Minneapolis, that's today. Oh, it doesn't count it. Well, that sucks. I didn't count my flights from yesterday. Oh well, so I'll never know. I think they were pretty smooth though. To be honest, 34 million is oh yeah, 750,000 characters, and that's so I normally I do $10 a month. That's pretty much kind of how it is. Now recently I've been flying a little bit more, but so $30 for 3 months worth is not bad. Still cheaper than the St. Tensions. Right? Well, everyone, thanks for coming in. Quiet Core, thanks for coming in as well. Hope this was a cool stream. Hopefully got to showcase the Pmdg really well. It's a fun plane. What is that? Southwest? I didn't know Southwest flew out of Minneapolis. Cool. They definitely seem to fix a lot of the stutters. Oh, I said that in a stutter. But this is a really cool airport too. I think this is a flight beam airport. Delta over there. I think this is a flight beam airport. I think the Minneapolis one, but it's a really good airport. Highly recommend it. But as always, thanks for coming in to stream. A lot of fun today. Next stream will be next week sometime, probably Wednesday or Thursday. If I had to put money on it, probably Thursday, but could be as early as Wednesday. To be determined, but we'll see. I'll get a schedule up once that happens. Thanks everyone for coming in as well. As always, thanks for being great simmers, great community here. Have fun with Beyondatc. If you have this Pmdg, have fun with that. Have fun with just flight sim in general, and have a great weekend. And we'll see you next time. Take care.